Wow, it's like, is that actually a picture? Is this legitimately a picture? Because this looks so computer generated, actually. Hey, how's it going, guys? We're going to be checking out the last houses on top of bridges on Earth. I know it sounds crazy that evidently in places in the world, there's houses on top of bridges. I'll put the thumbnail to the video here. As you can see, that looks interesting, right, guys? Not something I've encountered in my area of the world, but I've come to find out recently doing my reaction videos that in medieval times and stuff, that was a thing. The London Bridge, original London Bridge used to have houses on it. We're going to check it out, guys. The original channel is very nearly interesting. So links down below for that. And that way you can go over there and hit subscribe and like on the original video. So at some point I must have came across this channel because I am subscribed. So I must have liked it. It must have been good. So we're going to check it out. And yeah, let's find out about this.
There are very few bridges in the world with buildings on them. And in this video, I'm going to show you every surviving last one of them from around the world.
Wonder how many there actually are.
There's many examples of covered bridges, and there's many examples of bridges where people live. But bridges with an actual building built on top of it are extremely rare.
I feel like the Netherlands probably has some with all the canals.
Bridges are hard to build, and even today they're seen as marvels of modern technology. So why did bridge builders hundreds of years ago make life so much harder for themselves by putting buildings on them? Well, there seems to be four main reasons, and the first one is they were crazy. Secondly, particularly in walled cities, space was at a premium. Bridges were seen as a way of increasing the numbers of shops and houses without the need to venture outside of the walls of the city. Thirdly, houses were seen as an ideal way to pay for the construction of the bridge itself. Money could be raised by selling the buildings as well as charging a toll to cross over the bridge. Fourthly and finally, it could make absolute financial sense to build shops on bridges. After all, you had guaranteed footfall. Everyone had to use the bridge, so as a shopkeeper, you had a captive audience.
I mean, that's prime real estate, actually. That's solid.
It was a bit like having a shop at an airport today. You could charge exorbitant prices for your cheese and pickle sandwiches, safe in the knowledge that your customer had got absolutely nowhere else to go. I'm making this video from the High Bridge in the beautiful city of Lincoln.
What country? Is it England?
This bridge was built in 1160, and
it looks like it's not even straight. Like, doesn't it look like the left-hand side kind of slants down a little bit? Maybe it's just the angle of the camera. I can't really tell.
The oldest bridge in England upon which buildings still stand. Lincoln is an ancient walled city, and I'm sure it made absolute financial sense to build this house on that bridge. It's now a cafe. I'm sure people walk past this building every single day,
He said it's a cafe, but then he shows that. That doesn't look like it's on a bridge.
Cafe. I'm sure people walk past this building every single day, completely oblivious to the fact that they and the building are on a bridge.
Oh, so is the bridge only... It's only as wide as that building. So I see. So this here, and then, you know, this over here, that's the edge. So this here's the bridge too. You just can't see it from this side because it's so built over. That's interesting. Wow. The glory hole.
The upper floors on this building are jetted, creating more living space compared to the small area it occupies. How can a building of this size be built on a bridge with jetted upper floors and still be standing hundreds of years later. If it were built today, it would be praised as a marvel of 21st century technology. But 800 years ago, it was just another building on a bridge. Buildings on bridges back then were surprisingly common, and only a handful survive to this day. Many of them were no doubt inspired by the world's most famous bridge, London Bridge. It no longer exists, and from the moment it was built in 1176,
yeah, it had houses on it. That's the first time I've ever heard of a bridge with houses on it. And actually, I'm pretty sure the original London Bridge is in Arizona now. I did a video. I watched a reaction, or I did a reaction to a video I watched about that. Yeah, check it out on my channel. I don't remember the title of it, but you can search for it. I'm sure you could find it.
To the moment it was demolished in 1832, it always seemed to be falling down.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Look at that.
Falling down, my fair lady.
It was built 15 metres to the east of the current bridge. It was the largest inhabited bridge in Europe, and it was considered a wonder of the world. Tolls were charged to cross the bridge, and these tolls were meant to cover the enormous cost of maintaining the bridge. Its history is peppered with collapses and fires. Quite often the money from the tolls wasn't spent on the required upkeep of the bridge. It's said that King Henry III's wife, Queen Eleanor, spent the money on herself rather than on the bridge. She's thought to be the fair lady in the children's nursery rhyme. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady, and that's your fault.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down.
Wow, I never thought about the lyrics, but yeah.
London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Build it up with sticks and stones, sticks and stones, sticks and stones. Build.
Hundreds of people called London Bridge home, and for almost 1,000 years, it dominated London life. If we were to travel back in time to the 14th century, we'd find London Bridge at its best.
Wow.
It was a huge money-making operation, with rents collected from hundreds of businesses. It was the lifeblood of the city. It was its own ecosystem above the water. 800 years ago, no one thought it odd to build on a bridge. To us 21st century folk, it seems crazy. Sadly, we don't have London Bridge anymore, but some bridges, like this magnificent bridge behind me in Lincoln, still exist. So please enjoy this with me as we explore the last examples on Earth of buildings on bridges.
Yes, guys, that's what I'm talking about. This is going to be a good video. We're learning today, okay? And if you're excited about learning with me, please hit like on this video. It definitely helps. It just helps the video spread into the algorithm of YouTube and then land before the very eyes of other people that watch the same kind of videos as we do here. So I appreciate it. Let's proceed.
Bridge house at Ambleside. Let's start with the cutest one on my list. This precarious looking bridge is at Ambleside in England's Lake District. It was built over 300 years ago, and in its time it's been a summer house, an apple store and a cobbler shop. As precarious as it might look, it's rock steady, and even today it's still in use as an information centre for the National Trust. Could you see yourself living here? I know I could. It was forever immortalised by Victorian artist Lewis Pinhorn Wood. I'm delighted to say that Ambleside's bridge house looks as good today as the moment it was built at the dawn of the 18th century, and to house looks as good today, Pinhorn Wood.
Okay, so those two houses are there. I wonder, I can move my coffee cup out of the way here. Let's see. Okay, so that one's, okay, so those two are there. Those three are there. Yeah, so this whole section's there still. And this here, right? Yeah, this back there, that was built after the painting. Whatever that building is right there in the back, because that was wildlife at the time. Same with the stuff. Well, I guess there could have been just trees in the way blocking it, perhaps, on the right-hand side. Huh.
It was built at the dawn of the 18th century, and to this day still delights visitors to Ambleside and Lake Windermere.
It looks very... Wait, Lake Guinevere? Is that similar to... That's similar to Guinevere. Wonder if it has anything to do with King Arthur legend. I don't know. Chateau de Chenonceau, France. I probably butchered that.
The Chateau de Chenonceau. This incredible
maybe I
building
was close.
spans the River Cher in northwest France. It looks like it was built yesterday, but
Cher is a river?
the building spans the River Cher in northwest France. It looks like it was built yesterday, but in fact, it's almost 500 years old. Henry II, King of France, gave the chateau to his mistress, Diane de Poitiers. If he was trying to impress her, it worked. She loved the chateau, and it was her idea to extend the chateau across the river to the opposite bank. King Henry was clearly quite enamoured with his mistress, and even gave her the crown jewels of France. What on earth was she thinking when she extended the chateau across the river? Today, the Chateau Chenonceau is a major tourist attraction, receiving over 800,000 visitors every year.
That's crazy. It looks very cool. It almost looks like a painting, doesn't it?
The Old Near Bridge at Bad Kreuznach in Germany. It's an old
Kreuznach.
stone bridge dating back to
wow.
1300. It used to
Photograph taken in 1900 of the Old Nach Bridge. Okay, so that's in 1900, and you just have those.
Kreuznach in Germany. It's an old
Wow, it's like, is that actually a picture? Is this legitimately a picture? Because this looks so computer generated, actually.
stone bridge dating back to 1300. It used to span both the River Near and an adjacent canal, but in 1945 the part of the bridge spanning the river was blown up in a failed attempt to thwart approaching American troops. Thankfully though, we still have this wonderful section of the bridge to this day. This unique and stunning bridge carries Mannheimer Strasse and 4 houses built in 1480 that used to house craftsmen and merchants. Today they are used as shops and business premises.
Wow. 1480, huh? Bath, England.
Pulteney Bridge at Bath, England. Pulteney Bridge was built in 1774 over the River Avon and hosts 2 rows of shops over its full length and a busy road.
That's crazy.
It's a stunning bridge, but it has to be said, the view of its northern side is less appealing.
Yeah. Less picturesque.
Today, Pulteney Bridge also has the unusual distinction of having a bus lane which causes drivers to be ticketed at the highest rate in the city. Sometimes shoppers, particularly from out of town, have absolutely no idea that they themselves and every single shop are on a bridge.
Yeah, I mean, you really wouldn't be able to tell from that viewpoint at all. That's very interesting. That's crazy. It really is. You know, and then nowadays it's like they can't even seem to build a house to last 40 years or anything. You know, it's like, why go cheap with the materials? You know? That's cool. 1785, huh?
Pont de Rouen, France. Pont de Rouen was built in the 16th century and crosses the Elorn River and is flanked with amazing shops and restaurants. This incredible 67-metre-long bridge is a must-see tourist attraction for all visitors to the beautiful town of Landenau, northwest France. It was built in 1510 by Jean de Rouen, and in its time, the bridge has housed a prison, a chapel, and a mill. The current shops on the bridge, with domestic residences upstairs, are all inhabited to this day and were built in the 17th century. It's hard to believe that this picturesque street and all the shops and houses are sitting on a 500-year-old bridge.
Yeah. I mean, look at the colors, though, right? That looks like a painting again. Like, what is it with... I mean, I'm sure there was some color grading done. You know, somebody that's good with editing the colors to make it more vibrant in appearance, but it still looks so so good that it looks like it's in a video game. It looks crafted, if you will. I mean, I guess it was crafted, but you know what I'm saying. Maybe, hopefully. Italy. Florence, okay. Ponte Vecchio. That looks cool. That's quite a big bridge.
The Ponte Vecchio. The Ponte Vecchio is a medieval stone bridge over the Arno in Florence, Italy. It's the only bridge in Florence which wasn't destroyed during World War II. It was built in 1345 and it replaced earlier bridges which were swept away in floodwaters. A bridge on this site was mentioned in a document from 966, which was subsequently destroyed in 1117. That bridge was replaced in 1218, but that one was also destroyed in a flood. So far, the Ponte Vecchio has had more luck, but has itself been pummeled by floods over the centuries. Remarkably, it's still with us today. The bridge is close to vehicular traffic, but enjoys an enormous amount of footfall traffic thanks to its fame and the fact that it connects two incredibly popular parts of town. 700 years ago, the shops were occupied by tanners and butchers, but today, you're more likely to find jewelers, art dealers, and souvenir shops lining the bridge.
Like a board shop, or like a boardwalk when you go somewhere and they got like all the stuff there. That's pretty cool. I don't know what they're singing about, but it sounds cool.
Please allow me just 20 seconds to plug this channel. Very Nearly Interesting is a brand new channel and I need all the help I can get. Please.
Brand new channel, guys. This video was posted 4 weeks ago. I was already subscribed, so when did I subscribe to them? I don't know. But yeah, go check out their channel. I recommend. Erfurt, Germany.
The Kramerbrücke. The Kramerbrücke at Erfurt in Germany has been continuously inhabited for over 500 years. This stone bridge was constructed in 1325 and the houses were completed in 1486. The bridge spans the Breitstrom, a branch of the Gera River, and connects two town squares. This colossal medieval bridge, spanning 125 metres in length, is lined with 32 half-timbered shops and houses. A cobbled street runs through the middle of the bridge, flanked by what are the longest rows of inhabited buildings on any bridge in Europe. Would you believe that this bridge replaced previous wooden bridges that were destroyed by collapses and fires? The Kramerbrücke is an amazing thing to have survived for all this time, for us and for future generations to enjoy.
Yeah. 500 years continuously occupied. That's pretty incredible. It is interesting. More France.
Pont de Marchand, Narbonne, southern France. In English, it's known as the Merchant's Bridge, and it dates back to Roman times. Even though only one is visible, the bridge is made up of 7 arches. The other 6 are beneath the shops and houses either side of the riverbank.
Wait, what? Under the shops and houses on the other side of the riverbank. So the river's way wider. So is this all floating on the river too then? This over here on the left and this over here on the right? Is this all part of like they built out into the river? So the river would have to be way wider, right?
Even though only one is visible, the bridge is made up of 7 arches. The other.
So there's 3 on each side that's gone. So they had to have. Oh, I see. So 1, 2, 3. So they're close in, but then because the land goes down, so then they probably did build this part up, going up to it. Wow, that's weird. I'd have to see it in person to really understand the. I'd have to look at all the angles and stuff, which I'd love to do one day.
The 6 are beneath the shops and houses either side of the riverbank. If you were to walk down this hugely popular shopping street, you'd be forgiven for thinking how modern it all is. But this Roman stone bridge dates back to the 1st century, and the buildings date back to the 13th century. Whilst the bridge is in good condition, signs of disrepair have recently been found in some of the buildings, and a decision was made in 2023 to close the central part of the bridge for urgent repairs, splitting the street in twain. It's hoped that these measures will be quick and painless, with the bridge getting back to normal service as quick as possible.
Yeah. Hope so. That's very cool. Okay, that's the end of it. Yeah, so the Merchant's Bridge, huh? Yeah, this is a cool little, this is a cool channel here. Cool channel. Go check them out, guys. Definitely go check them out. So, I guess there's nothing else to say. I've already said it all. You guys have a super fun, awesome day, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye.